This is the Wonderfully Made podcast, and I'm your host, Fifi Buchanan. On this show, I share personal experiences, narrate stories I've written to reveal truths about life and the human experience. I also share lifestyle improvement tips in bite-sized episodes, so you can listen during your commute, in the office, or in the comfort of your own home. My desire is that every time you listen, you are reminded that you are wonderfully made. Hi, friends. I hope that you are here just feeling as good in as many ways as is possible. This is the last episode, and I cannot believe it. I feel like I'm a little bit like crawling to the finish line just because things have been so busy, and not to be dramatic. I mean, the last episode of the season. This is the 40th episode. So I'll be back in just a couple short months with brand new content. But in this episode, I want to discuss two things because I just want to kind of do the most and basically do 2 episodes in one. So the first topic will be some easy detox tips for your body, but they will also be for your mind and your spirit. And then last, we will talk about a question I received recently. How do you know if you're actually healing? So let's start with detox. Food is one of the first things to address, but it doesn't have to be super daunting. Your mind might go to like a green juice fast or water fasting, but just making different and more intentional selections can really help your body detoxify. Did you know root veggies promote liver health? So I'm talking beetroot, carrots, cauliflower, pumpkin, celery. And if you're a woman, detoxifying the liver specifically plays a very important role in removing excess estrogen from the body. So those root veggies will assist with that. Simply incorporating root veggies can make a huge difference. And did you also know that cilantro helps remove heavy metals from the body? So there are everyday foods that promote detoxification without much of a heavy lift. Things that you can find very easily at most grocery stores. Now, supplements are another way to promote this. So think about functions like cleaning the colon, cleansing the liver and kidneys, and purifying the blood. So keep in mind, you should think about which one you'd like to focus on to help you choose the right supplement. Be sure to do your research because not all supplements are created equal. So those were about consuming physically, but there are other detoxes that can really be helpful. I'm a big proponent of taking a social media break or just taking the time to reevaluate who you follow. There's no set amount of time the break needs to be. It could be 4 hours, 4 days, but as long as it's like a real break, not just the break that we do from posting where we still kind of lurk on the app, but a break from actually using and opening the app. The added bonus for me is often that I come back inspired with new content on top of feeling less overwhelmed. Also, think about if it's time to reevaluate who you follow. Does the list of people you follow currently still resonate with your values, your goals, what it is that kind of brings you joy or peace, or things that you feel comfortable keeping up with? Next, a massage or professional stretching session is extremely helpful for detoxifying. You can go to a more specialized massage, like maybe a lymphatic massage, which really aids your body in doing the job that it's meant to do. This massage will help your lymphatic system begin to flush out the not so good stuff. Don't forget, with any type of massage, you need to hydrate after, and you might be really tired. Now, stretching or even physical therapy can also help jumpstart your detoxing because that healing that comes from muscles that may have tightened over weeks, months, or even years. This can affect your posture, your breathing, your movement, and more. Now, I consider this one easy because it may only take you a few moments or up to an hour, but that is sitting in a steam room or a sauna. I used to go quite often at one of my old gyms, and I would stay in about 20 to 30 minutes after a long workout, and then I would leave and just replenish my body, focus on hydration, and also sometimes even take a nap. I find in addition to feeling like I've sweat everything out, it really relaxes my muscles. And then last, I'm going to put these two things together, and that is attending a retreat or going on a spiritual fast. So for a retreat, what I like about that is that usually you're heading to a destination that might be a little further from home, and it's more of a guided experience. So someone is guiding you through the process of whatever this journey may be for you. Whatever detoxing it is, whatever healing it is, whatever growth you're looking for. And you're also completely immersed because you're at a different location than just home. But you don't have to go on a retreat, especially if you do not have hundreds or thousands of dollars or several days off work to really spend that time. But that could be more of a lofty goal. Now with a spiritual fast, that's up to you. You might want to set your goal. Think about maybe ways that you've lost focus or feel disconnected from yourself. And then think about things you might want to cut out in order to regain that focus and be a little more pure in your thought process and even your energy. Just separating yourself a little bit from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. It might go along with some reading and meditation and journaling. You might have a spiritual advisor that helps to check in with you, or an accountability partner that you work with to help you on this journey. Any of these things on this list, I think, can be really helpful to do at some regular cadence. You don't have to wait until January 1st to bring in all of this detox stuff. If you are feeling stagnant, physically, mentally, spiritually, consider sitting down and thinking about the ways you would like to unblock yourself. It will really help with most likely your creativity and your focus. And one of my favorites, it really helps with me to be able to be a more clear communicator with the people that I'm in relationship with, the people in my life that are important to me or that I work with and need to finish projects with or plan for things or have vision for things. Being a clear communicator is going to set my life on an amazing path versus maybe not being so clear and not being able to set my intentions. And when you can't set your intentions, it's hard to really even know if you're on track. So I find detoxing to be vital to my existence. And how do you know if you need to detox? Sometimes the very opposite of all the clarity I mentioned is the case. Sometimes you're very forgetful, easily irritated, often withdrawn. It's because you, on some probably very deep level, are needing just a moment to step aside and have some solitude and regain your focus and have peace. So I hope those helped. Now, kind of connected to this is the question, which is, how do you know if you're actually healing? And I think this is such a good question. I think healing is a lifelong thing. There are always opportunities to heal if we look for them. But how do you know? One of the signs of healing is your response has changed. I had a friend point out to me about a week ago that I was handling something with such grace. And honestly, I didn't even think about it in the moment. I just did what had to be done and found a way to make myself as comfortable as possible in a really uncomfortable situation. It's not like I welcome the inconveniences of life, but I know they're coming and I'm learning to just roll with the punches. It's not that it wasn't affecting me, but I'm learning to adapt. And I think that is a sign of healing. So think about your own life and maybe areas where you see yourself being a little more easygoing in situations that may have previously stressed you out and ruined not only your whole day, but your whole week. Another sign is openness. Sometimes when we go through things, we close ourselves off. We are always trying to block out any opportunity for hurt and pain, but we sometimes block the opportunities for all the good things that life has to offer as well. As we begin to heal, we learn to use discernment and take calculated risks. We accept that life will never be pain-free, but there are some chances we are more than willing to take. How you might recognize you are healing is you are kinder to yourself. You give yourself the grace or the benefit of the doubt that you usually give to others. If you need a break, you find a way to take it. If you are feeling a little ragged, you slow down. If you're having a tough day, you speak gently to yourself. Healing allows us to really see ourselves for who we are and meet our own needs without guilt or even hesitation. There are many signs, but the last one I would like to share with you is you often find yourself feeling safe. To me, what this means is your discernment is helping you find safe spaces where you feel secure. You're creating these safe spaces and you're beginning to manifest these spaces. And this is something you always needed. It might have been the reason that you ended up needing healing in the first place, is often being in spaces where you were not safe. But now this more healed version of you is able to recognize safe spaces where you can just relax into them and enjoy being in that space. Healing is not a perfect journey, and it will not result in a perfect person either, but it will transform you inside and out. It will open you to opportunities you previously might not have been ready for. It's honestly such a beautiful thing. Well, this concludes the last episode of the season. Thank you so much for supporting, listening, and sharing. Feel free to send me any questions and topics you have in the meantime, and they might be featured in a future episode. Be well.